Good morning, Brent.
Morning.
Are you the instructor or a participant like me?
Participant like you.
Oh, okay. How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad
And
for a snowy. Huh?
I saw somewhere where the time it said 10:30,
Hmm.
and then I saw the 10 o'clock. So I don't know if it's supposed to start at 10:30 or 10.
Let's see. I thought it was 10 too.
Yeah, the email or the training sheet yesterday said 10, but then I saw something on Sunday that said it was 10:30 on Tuesday.
Hmm. Oh,
But
yeah. It says here's the schedule materials link. This class will run from 10 a.m. till noon. Day one, day two. Build your business database. Oh yeah, this one will start at 10:30.
that's what I thought.
We're trying to get some worms, I guess.
There you go. There you go. Yep. Yep. I'll go get some caffeine.
Yeah, I'm going to go read up myself.
All right. We'll see you in a little bit.
Okay, man.
Yeah. Mm.
Hey, Brent, you back?
Yes, sir.
I guess it's just still you and I, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was looking through the website to see if something happened, but I don't see anything. Was did you participate in a Zoom yesterday?
I did not. I
Yeah,
didn't
see, I
find
didn't
out.
either.
Yeah, I didn't find out about it yesterday. Business free database classes, contact stay in touch with Jill Campbell. Maybe I wonder if I could send her an email. Let me send an email to my sponsor.
Okay.
See what she says.
Yeah, I'm working a full-time job
Okay.
plus this. So
Uh,
I missed yesterday's also.
so are you a new agent?
Yeah, I've been licensed 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, me
How
too.
about
I got my license in October.
did you?
Yeah.
Seems seems like it's a lot to get going, but
Yeah.
after that we'll see.
I was with a different broker. Matter of fact, this is gonna be my third broker. Um, the first broker was pretty interactive, but for some reason I just couldn't click with him. And the second one, it's a pretty well-known company, but it's kind of like, here's what to do, and call me if you have any questions, type thing. And I need somebody to hold my hand just a little bit, man, until I get
Yeah,
going.
no doubt.
So Andrea, she's the person that kind of like enlisted me, and
Andrea Bogler.
Andrea, yeah,
Yeah, she seems super. That's who I'm going under with also.
okay,
Is that who you texted?
yeah,
Yeah, like I said, I can't. I'll be here tomorrow, and then I'll miss the rest of this week's because I have to work. And yeah. So, how long have you been licensed? Since October, you
since
said?
October, yeah.
I know this is.
I think that it's challenging, but at the same time, I think it's rewarding.
Yep.
For me, I'm near retirement age, and I don't want to work a job for someone until I'm 70. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I still need to earn some income and have something to do with my time. So,
Right. Right. I got furloughed during this craziness, and then
oh wow,
it's something I've always talked about doing. And my wife said, "Hey, we've got the money. Why don't you do this while you're off?" So of course I sign up, and then I get called back to work.
right?
So it took me a little longer, but it's like, hey, I'm in it now. I'm going to try it part time for a while, and then like you, I mean, I'm 54 years old. It's like,
Okay, yeah, I'm
do
next.
it when I retire.
It's right around the corner, man.
Yeah. What office you working out of?
Easton.
Oh yeah, it's same as me.
I think that's the only office that they have, according to what I remember, or I think I remember. She said,
Gee, I can't find anything saying any different. I know the 5:30 class last night got canceled, and you just watched a recording.
Yeah, I didn't talk to her until yesterday afternoon, and she didn't tell me anything about a 5 o'clock class. So,
Yeah, there's every Monday at 5:30. There's a online class or Zoom class. Yeah, see. Well, let's try.
man. Okay. She's just texting back. She says she's gonna call, I guess, Jill now.
So, have you been involved in any selling or buying transactions?
No, not at all. I still I'm gonna wait until January to get my membership in MLS.
Uh huh.
I just didn't see the value in getting it right now because they prorated the charges from October.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like it was like 500 something bucks.
Yeah,
And
I did it. I probably shouldn't have, but we want to list our house. I don't know, either this month or next month.
okay.
So, I mean, that'd save a little bit of money.
Oh yeah,
By
definitely. That definitely gave you a good reason to do it. I
right.
just didn't see the value in it. And then turn around and I think it's it says like another 1450 in January. So I
Yeah,
struggle with that.
yeah, it's a lot of money when
It
there's
is.
nothing coming in.
Right. Oh man. Been up since old dark 30 for sure. Been to the gym, shovel some snow.
I haven't. On my work days, I get up about 4:30, so I stayed in bed as late as possible this morning. I haven't even been outside yet.
I hear you. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not cold, not as cold as it was. When I got up this morning, went to the gym about 6, it was cold. But I went back out and shoveled snow. I went to Home Depot. It wasn't too bad.
What part of town do you live on? Which Home Depot and what gym do you go to?
I live in Reynoldsburg.
Oh, so do I.
Oh, do you? Wow. So I go
Yeah.
to the Planet Fitness, the new one they just opened up in the old Kroger Shopping Center on Main Street.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I live over off of Broad and Reynoldsburg, New Albany, by the
Okay.
by Kroger's, and there's that Strader's Nursery.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice area. Okay, you right there. On Broad and he said New Albany.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right there. So you can just go straight down to Albany and get to 256 and be at Walmart and all that good stuff, right?
Yep.
I live off of Rose Hill.
Oh yeah. I know exactly where you're talking about.
It's pretty
And
quiet over here.
this is strange. We're the only two people that's been in here too.
Okay, so she says she is hopping on right now, and she apologized for it. So maybe she'll be on any minute.
All right.
Yeah, the snow. I guess the snow may have affected others.
Yep. We're supposed to get a lot more than what we got.
Yeah, my father. I talked to my father up in Cleveland. He said they're supposed to get like 8 inches. Ask me why I don't live there.
Yeah, that's all it takes for me. Oh man. Andrea said she was hopping on, or the lady teaching.
Okay.
There's.
Hey there. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
You guys been looking for an instructor, have ya?
Oh, we've just been having a conversation.
Good. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. I got a panicked call from Andrea at the office saying, "Are you teaching?" And I'm like, yes, I must be teaching. And I have forgotten. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. So, have you guys been on here since what, 10:30? So for 15 minutes?
Oh yeah. Well, we actually started at 10 o'clock because we didn't read the email like we should have.
So you guys have just been hanging out since 10 o'clock chatting?
Pretty much.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, gosh, you guys have been chatting. So is this the first time you guys have met or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So why don't you guys fill me in on yourself, and then I'll give you a little insight as to who I am, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do and how I can share with you about your business. So
You
tell
can go
me,
ahead, Brent.
who are you?
This B becomes before D.
Okay. I'm just, well, how I got into this, real estate's something I've always thought I would be good at. I like dealing with people, building relationships. I got furloughed at the beginning of the coronavirus.
Okay.
And me and my wife thought that it was no time like the present. So signed up for the classes, and I'm currently working a full-time job until I can get established in a real estate business.
And what are you doing for your full-time job now?
I work surveillance at Hollywood Casino.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Man, did you see me win that jackpot the other day? No, I'm just kidding.
If you did, I got a picture of you.
Wasn't me. That's for sure.
Wow. So what is traffic like there at Hollywood? Are people doing it or not, or what?
Not as much as they did before. The traffic's down quite a bit.
Okay.
But everyone's following the mask policy pretty much like they're supposed to.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, the policies and procedures are there, and it's pretty much being followed to a T.
Well, good. That's
But
good.
yeah, I mean, we lose a lot of the traffic that we had before between 10 and 2 with the people. With cutting off the alcohol, the people are leaving earlier and finding other things to do.
Sure.
And it's very interesting. I mean, our job entails a lot. Our job description is to protect the assets of the casino, whether it's the reputation of the casino, as is somebody cheating the customer, is the customer cheating the casino, did somebody steal somebody else's money. Our job entails a lot of different things, and like I said, it's just to protect the reputation of the casino and the name of it in any way possible. We track down people who've dropped money on the floor, do a wide variety of things. And
yeah, that's what I remember I did. I dropped $100 on right over by the bathroom.
That is funny. So Brent, working at the casinos, is this something that you did prior with security, all that you've done prior to, and you came into this just as a result of COVID, or what?
No, before the casino, I worked at 7-Up Dr. Pepper Bottling Company.
Okay.
I worked there for 23 years. I did a little bit of everything there. I worked out on the production lines. I worked in a quality control lab. I was a production supervisor.
Wow. And what are people now, since COVID, just not drinking 7-Up and Dr. Pepper and all that, or what? I mean, that seems kind of crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, the reason I left there is we started working 7 days a week, and there was no way out of it.
Okay.
So after 23 years, it's like, I'm getting older. I'm not working 7 days a week. the rest of my life. I still talk to a few people. They're still working 6 days a week, now some days. No, they're COVID hasn't affected them at all. They're considered a essential business.
Essential. Yeah. Interesting. Well, I think that that's great that you have made the decision to start your real estate career in this opportunity, right? Of things changing in our world with COVID. So that is good. That is good. So how long have you been licensed?
3 weeks.
Awesome. Awesome. And you're at the KW office here at Easton, right? That's where your home base, the mothership is for you.
Correct. Yes.
So again, so many things are so different for us. I mean, there's a lot of things obviously that we're doing now, like this class, doing it via Zoom. When the instructors remember, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But typically you're in the office. That really gives you a lot of other opportunity in which to learn and to see things kind of played out. And so hopefully we will get to a point where it's back to this. I know that I still meet clients in the office, but when I go in there, there's just not people there. It's just not, like it used to be. And I used to tell people when we would have classes that, one of the greatest things you can do is to go in and to sit in that little drop-in area where the computers are and you just hear people doing business. That's just not happening now like it used to. So hopefully we will get back into that. I loved what you said about protecting assets of the casino with their reputation and things like that. And I think that there's a great lesson in that this is what we're doing too. In this business that we're in, we really need to be in that business of protecting someone's assets, whether it is the information that you're giving them on things to look for when they're buying a home, through a home inspection, through negotiations. And then again, there's a piece of it that goes to the reputation of who you are as an agent and how you do business. So I love that phrase of protecting the assets of our people, right? That's what we're doing. So I'm so excited to meet you. I'm so glad you guys talked and are still here. Was there anybody else that we missed? Were there more of you online and then got off, or is just the two of you?
Just been the two of us, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, hey, things happen for a reason. I'll tell you that.
That's right. Absolutely.
I'll tell you that. All right. So Dwayne, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, Dwayne, you're up.
Well, I'm pretty boring, so there's not much about me to know. I got my license the 16th of October. This KW will be like my third broker.
Okay.
For various reasons. One reason, and leaving the other two was not negative. I think coming to KW was the greater of the positive in all of it. Andrea, she really swayed me over with the conversation she had about team and being a company that's interested in the success of their agents. It's not that I don't think the other brokers had that, but just the fact that there's hands-on training, mentorship. That's the kind of process that I want to be a part of starting out, because it's a lot of information. It's a lot of information to have to know, maintain, and use. And, learning how to use KV Core is what was the CRM that we were using before. And it was just so many different ways to use that program. And I understand that KW you guys have, we have our own CRM. So it's going to be interesting to learn how that interacts or allows me to integrate, my abilities and, hopefully all the hundreds of thousands of leads that I have into that system and being able to manage them. As far as my professional background, I guess. So I'm not working right now, but I worked with Spectrum Enterprise. 6 years I was an account manager for them. So I consulted and made recommendations on fiber optics, cloud services, software services, things of that nature, telephony systems. I really decided to get into this real estate venture for the monetary reasons, of course. But, like I feel like I'm the kind of person that God put me on this earth to help people. And I think that buying a home is, it's a big process. It's a big step. I just bought my house in 2018, and I probably went through about 15 different real estate agents, and not that, like it was somebody and I didn't like them and I just got somebody else. People would literally give me access to the MLS and tell me to call them when I found something. That's what I experienced until my very last agent. And I just feel like if that's the way people are doing business, and if they're having any kind of success that way, then I just feel like I can be super successful doing it the right way.
Mhm. Well, yes, absolutely. My goodness, that is not how that should be handled by any means. And I think that it's such a terrible thing that as agents we get a bad rap. Talk about reputation, like
Right.
we're talking about. It's so important. And the things that we do and the way that we can help people is, I too believe, Dwayne, that it is a calling, that selling real estate is a calling. And you get into this and you are not good at it, or you don't like it, or you start jeopardizing ethics and things like that, then this is not what you should be doing by any means. So I so appreciate you sharing too that, being licensed since October 16th. I love your perseverance of continuing to look and find that broker that is going to meet your needs. So that's wonderful. I would love to tell you that KW is one of the greatest brokerages I think that you're going to find in Columbus. And a lot of that has to do with the people, right?
Yeah.
The market center that we have. It is true that there is a lot of training, and that's one of the wonderful benefits that you'll have there, is that, again, we like to believe that we come from contribution, which is a lot of, talking about why you believe that you're here, and it's part of your passion. I can hear it in what you're saying. That KW absolutely wants to be part of the success of their agents, and they're willing to do what they can do to share that information with you. So I'm just so thrilled that you have landed here, and my hope for you is that this will be a place that you won't have to look for any more brokerages to get you where you want to be, and that you'll have the learning and things to help you get your businesses, both of you, up and running. And that's one of the things that I'll share with you, that KW is a technology company that just happens to sell real estate, is really what it is.
Wow.
And there's so many different niches and avenues and things that you can do. Some of the mentors that I'm working with are looking more of it from a investment side of it. And, I said with them, I said, gosh, I never really looked at it from that kind of an aspect. But I have to tell you, working with them and having conversations with them, it has me excited about it. And so there are always opportunities to learn. There is always a video that you can watch. There is always a teaching that you can pick up. There's all kinds of things. I'll tell you, one of the greatest things for you to be able to do is to just simply Google whatever you're wanting to learn about, right? And don't forget the power of that. And a lot of times it will put you into, there's all kinds of things with Keller Williams University and all of the teachings that you have available. I know, Brent, with just being licensed 3 weeks, some of this stuff is going to sound very new, and you probably haven't even gotten your feet wet on some of these things. So if you have you guys had your appointments with Rachel and set up your media and
Not
all?
yet.
Yes.
Yeah, I think mine is coming due today, I think.
Excellent, excellent. So once you do that, then it kind of opens you, gives you a little more leeway to get into some of the teachings and just all of the things that are available to you. But at this time too, there's things that you could be learning on the MLS system, because that's going to be the greatest form of you being able to connect with buyers. And Dwayne, unlike people giving you their password for you to be able to get on and say, hey, this is the house I want to look for. No, 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 no. That's not what we should be doing. You want to control that. I mean, that is one of the greatest things that you have to give to somebody as service. And so
Right.
you have to control that. You have to, that is yours to use and yours to educate your clients with, both buyers and sellers.
Mhm.
And
So,
my
yeah.
coach has given me, videos from from last year to watch that I
Yes,
can, because unfortunately I can't make all of them. So yeah, I have all kinds of videos that I've been watching on Facebook and so forth for training purposes.
absolutely. And here's the thing is that stuff is not does not go by the wayside. In fact, we say a lot of times that we should go back to basics, right? And so that stuff is, if it's something that you gather 3 things from it and you start working those things, that's what you want to do. So there is never a shortage of opportunity for education. I'm telling you, at KW, that's just how they do things. So
And we got my 18-year-old son started taking classes also.
Okay.
He's going to come work with us also. So he might pop his head in. He's through the first 40-hour class, getting ready to take his first test today.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
Awesome.
Brent, that's awesome. That's awesome. So your 18-year-old man, if he can get in and learn some of this stuff, man, wow.
Not
That's what I told him.
opportunity. Yeah.
You're young. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's, and there's so many different ways he could go as far as, in the real estate.
That's exactly right. That's
I
exactly
told him, I said, you might be able to own your own branch someday.
That's right. Could be a broker, right? Maybe that would be something that would speak to him.
Correct.
Well, let me just tell you just a little bit about myself, and then we're going to get into, because I think this class go for another hour. It goes till noon.
Yeah. Supposed to.
Yeah. So I have been licensed full time in real estate for 25 years. I'm a generational realtor. So I grew up, my mom sold real estate. I have done and been an individual agent. I came from and got my training at HER back 25 years ago. That was the company. Keller Williams was not even here in Columbus at that time.
That's the broker that I'm just leaving HER.
HER. Yeah. And listen, at the time that they were leading at an edge of technology and all of that. And of course, the things that Gary Keller is taking us on, the trajectory of everything that he's teaching us through just all the education available, I don't think people are going to be able to catch up with us as far as what we have to offer. So, but I was at Remax for a number of years, and then got the call to be on one of the top teams in Columbus that is at Keller Williams. And so that's where I find myself right now. And just thrilled to be team concept. I am married. I'll be married for 30 years to my high school sweetheart. We did go to different high schools, but we have 3 daughters, Daisy, Lily, and Lola. They're all girls and all very avid softball players, and give me great opportunity to make money selling real estate so I can buy bats and gloves and all that stuff. It's very expensive. Very expensive.
Travel the country to go to the games.
Yes, that's exactly right.
That's
We're
an
not even
awesome
college
blessing,
yet.
man.
Yeah, we're
That's
not
a
even
blessing.
college yet. Yes, it is a blessing, and we just love it. We love it so much. So anyway, I am thrilled to be able to share with you, and I really want you guys to ask questions, because this is your class. We will answer questions to you pertaining to your business personally. I want to talk about this whole idea, and this is on leads today, correct? And building your business and your database.
Yes.
So
Good business, yeah. Feed that big one, yeah, definitely.
yeah. And so when you think about that, I know that Dwayne, you talked about all of the connections that you have.
Hmm.
When you think in terms of your connections, how are you, and again, with you coming from another brokerage coming here, are you sending out notifications of what you're doing? How are you communicating with people of what you're doing?
You know, so I had just begun to starting to accumulate my influence, my sphere of influence spreadsheet, and so I'm still working on that. So I hadn't took the opportunity to reach out to anybody, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because now I'm changing brokerages, and so I don't have to go back and explain that. So hopefully, my hope is that once I become solidified here. Um, that's when I'm going to reach out to my to my sphere on my worksheet or spreadsheet, and hopefully start doing some Facebook and social media advertising, or just notifying people that way.
Excellent. Excellent. And so where are you finding your people?
So, from my contact list and my cell phone, I have business cards, over the years I've accumulated. And so I'm using that. I'm trying to get my Yahoo. I could get my Yahoo contacts. For some reason, I can't find them. They're not there anymore. So I'm trying to figure out a way to locate them. If I were able to do that, I would be able to probably have about 300 to 400 names that I could add, because I've had the Yahoo account for years. But that's basically what I'm doing right now.
And Brent, how about you? Where are you finding your source of people?
Mostly people I've worked with in the past, people I went to high school with, college with. I've got around 100 solid right now, and then I'm going to start dispersing out into the outer areas. All I did was, the Columbus area at first, and Quentin told me, hey, go ahead and put in the people that you know from Barnesville, Ohio, from Lima, Ohio, because they might know people moving into Central Ohio. Yeah. Mostly people that I've had some sort of a close relationship with, whether it be working with or somebody that I knew from high school, college, and I've still got quite a few more to put into the Connect thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. 100 is a fantastic start, and I think that like Dwayne was talking, it's like starting in your cell phone is a great place. The contacts that you have the key is to have complete information. Yeah. Because there's a lot of ways that you can communicate with people today by emails, texting, phone calls, note cards. There's just so many different, but you have to have their address where they are, their email address, texting for their phone number, things like that. So having a complete resource for them is going to be the greatest thing. So working on that, building that. There's things I am continually working on mine all the time, that I go in, or I'll see something, a post on Facebook or something, and you get insight. I'll go in and I'll update my information so that I know what's going on in their life, or that I call them, or it has an address, or they've changed jobs, or, something like that. So again, there is one thing that you should be focusing on at this time, and it's lead generation, and it's building that database in which you can be successful at your lead gen.
And I've found the Franklin County Auditor's website to be one of my favorites.
Yes, absolutely, because you can go in and you can search their name and see what their address is. And again, that's a great place to start. Once you
I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, it's a wonderful resource.
Dwayne, you can put in people's addresses. There's a lot of people around here that I've conversed with, so I didn't know their name or their address.
Right.
Put in their address and it gives you their name.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good way to generate a list as well, especially for your neighborhood. You let your neighbors know that you're now their friendly neighborhood local realtor.
Yes.
Hey,
That's
Jill,
exactly
how do you
right.
feel about the third party leads? Like the different companies that offer, the lead programs?
You mean like paying for those leads?
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of wonderful resources that we have available through Command. Again, you guys are early in the stage, but once you get into that, there are Facebook postings that you can do that there have been agents that have been very, very successful at doing things that way, as opposed to buying leads from someone, because my experience has been that when you're buying leads like that, they're usually things that you're chasing and they don't actually end up being. I think one of the greatest sources of meeting people is, what do you love to do in your life? Where are you spending your time? What do you see as a passion? Because that's where, again, the longevity in this business, you're building relationships, and it will get to the point people will do business with people that they know, like, and trust.
Right.
And so if you're finding yourself in something that you have a passion about, it essentially is no work, right? It's something that you enjoy doing. And so, as I mentioned, one of the things that my husband and I enjoy doing is watching our kids play. My husband is a coach, but it is building those relationships there. I also have some other outside things that I do, that I'm in groups with 17 other women, and I actually facilitate a group because I don't want to say I have more control over it, but I have control over it. You know what I mean? That, again, it's an opportunity to build relationships with people. You guys didn't really talk a whole lot, other than Brent, you talking about your 18-year-old son, but kids can be a great way, whether it be your own kids, whether it be grandkids, whatever. Kids are a wonderful gateway into, I just heard somebody do a teaching recently on, again, how they're making their connections. And somebody talked about volunteering at the school and going in and reading. And again, I know that this has all changed because of COVID and where we are right now, and we don't have those opportunities, but I heard somebody talk about how they built so much of their business is going in and building those relationships with other parents in, PTAs and things like that. And I'm thinking, I never did that. And that's because that's not something that I enjoy doing,
Right.
But what I would enjoy doing is working the concession stand for the basketball game.
Yeah.
Or, something. So you want to find something that you enjoy doing, because then it's just a matter of doing life. Right. And you're building rapport and you're connecting with people on something that you enjoy doing. So I'm going to see if I can share my screen because there's a video here. Can you guys see my screen here that says connect?
No.
Yep.
Let me see.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now I can.
You can see my calendar there. What are you seeing on my screen?
It's
a YouTube video, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. So I'm going to click this and see if it plays, and I'm going to try to make it bigger. Okay. So this will give us some other things that we can chat on here.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Here we have Nancy. She is using her database to lead generate. Because her contacts are organized, she is able to make effective calls that yield results.
Hello, Mr. Smith. This is Nancy from Keller Williams Realty. How are you today?
You can see that because she took time to build, organize, and nurture her database, her business is growing and becoming profitable.
Okay, so you're not moving. Is there anyone else who is? I wanted to talk to you about the inquiry you put in online for a new home. Yes. Well, can we meet at 2 o'clock on Tuesday? I'll put you down in my books. Thank you so much.
Here is Nancy. She doesn't think she needs a database. She has a system. Watch as she tries to lead generate.
Hello, Mr. Smith. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Johnson. This is Nancy. We met a couple weeks ago. You moved a month ago. Gosh, I'm so happy for you. I'm so sorry. Okay. Well, is there another time we can talk?
As you can see, an organized database is your most valuable business asset. A powerful database produces productive and predictable leads. The results speak for themselves.
So how's that? Does that kind of speak to, I heard you chuckling. Was that you, Brent, chuckling?
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm trying to make sure that my database is as complete as it can be. That's why I started going to the Franklin County Auditor's website. I had, some people that I had phone numbers for, or I had Facebook pages for, but I didn't have their addresses. So that was one of the reasons why I started going to the Franklin County Auditor's website, was to make sure I had complete information for them.
Correct. And when you do that, when you have that information, where are you putting that? What is your CRM? Where are you putting your contact management information?
It's into my Keller Williams contacts list.
Awesome.
On the command thing.
Good. That's the right answer. Command.
I thought I was going to have to go get my laptop for a minute.
Yeah. Yes, that is exactly what you want to do, because again, you have to understand, command is something newer to KW. This is one of the wonderful benefits that we have been given, the platforms that we've been given, that Gary Keller and those that are working for us to provide us information to grow our business. This is one of those platforms that they have given us that essentially is an AI. It's going to be this artificial intelligence that is going to help us to grow our businesses and keeping in touch with people. It essentially will do that for us if we know how to work the system. And so I'm so excited for you guys coming in at this point of getting those 100 contacts loaded into that command. I think your doors and your socks will just be blown off by the things that this platform will be able to do for you.
I told her, Ryan, you can come in. I told her you were taking classes. Oh.
Is this the young gun?
That's the young one. He's going to take his first big test today.
Awesome. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
The exam or just the in class test?
The exam over the first module, the first 40-hour test. Yeah.
Okay. What schools are you going to?
He's just doing Hondros online.
Okay. Yeah, that's where I went.
Yeah.
I did Hondros online. Yeah. Awesome. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah. And what is his name? Brian?
Ryan.
So, and you guys, listen, you guys can attest to this too. It's like all those things that he's learning in those 40-hour things doesn't teach you anything about how to sell real estate, right? It's just the stuff you have to know to pass the test.
That pretty much sums it up.
Yep. It's things like this where we can talk. And this is what I say so much about the business that we're in and the platforms that we have, like Zoom, for us to be able to meet like this. This gives us such a great opportunity to talk with one another, to inspire one another, to empower one another, to go out and grow our business, right? And so, again, back many, many years ago, my mother, I told you that she is a mentor of mine still today. She does not actively sell real estate today, but literally she went through all of her classes and was handed a notebook and a pencil and said, here, go sell your first house. And it's like, but how do I do that? Well, okay, that's a little harder, right? And so again, all of these things we just saw on this video, an example of a better way and a not so better way in which to keep track. So I encourage you, again, this is something that we as a team, myself as an individual on a team, I've worked with a different CRM for many, many years. And it's getting that over into the command system because it really is going to change the way we do business. They've been there's been a threat for years that a real estate agent is not going to be needed. But don't believe that lie, because it goes back to those personal relationships and the information that you can provide to somebody. One of you said, helping people to buy their home. Dwayne, I think it was you, being put on earth to help people buy, buying a home is the single greatest investment that somebody more than likely will make. And for you to be able to be involved in that, that's why, there are a lot of things that go into that, that make us the professional, which is why you don't want to give them service that is not warranted to the professional that you are. And so, yeah.
I actually had one of the real estate agents that worked with me. She was showing me a house, and we walked in the house and it had white carpet, and it had stains all over it. There were bugs flying up out of the sink in the kitchen. It was diseased trees in the backyard and everything, and so we walked outside, we're standing outside, we were talking, and she looked at the house and looked at me. She said, "Dwayne, I can really see you here."
Dwayne's thinking, no, you can't.
I said, okay. I don't think I'll be seeing you anywhere. But I mean, and it was evident that she just wanted to make a sale. And at the time I had a lower budget, and I can understand that, but it was $150,000 regardless. But I ended up spending about $50,000 more once I found out what I wanted versus what my budget was. I made that consideration, and I just say in my mind that she never pushed me to that level. She just kept showing me houses that, house after house, it was like I wasn't satisfied with it, but she continued to show me these kind of houses. And she made a recommendation one day. She said, "There's this house on the corner somewhere. The guy just got finished renovating it. It's about 200,000. Go by and look at it." And I'm saying to myself, look, I'm working, I'm trying to do this. I'm not just gonna go by and look at a house. In my mind, she should have made an appointment for me to go and look at the house and took me to go see it. And 9 times out of 10, I probably would have bought it. But she kept forcing me into houses that I didn't like. And every time we would go to a house, she would make that statement, this market is hot. If you like it, you have to make an offer on it today. I don't buy a loaf of bread the first time I go to the grocery store. So I knew that wasn't going to happen, but at the end of the day, I know that it's probably is a hot market, and you want to urge your clients to make faster than normal decisions. But I want to be that person that after I sell you something, if I do see you in the grocery store, at the movie theater, at the mall, we're going to stop, we're going to greet each other and be happy to see each other. I don't want you to see me and try to avoid me, or, have any kind of ill feelings towards me because you have regrets about something that I sold you.
Right.
And
it's a great rule of thumb. And this is one of the things that I'm always telling people. I had a buyer consultation on Saturday morning in the office. And I said, look, I want you to know, I would not sell you something that I myself would not live in.
Right.
I'm not sacrificing a sale. I'm not, so again, you guys have the greatest opportunity in which what we have to do is educate our clients, right? You have to educate them. You have to serve them. And that's what you have to provide is a service, right? Mm-hmm. And so really, when you look at this prospecting, you're looking at it from an aspect of your haven't mets and your mets and trying to get those into appointments. And again, you guys are going to be learning over the course of these classes that you're taking. There's many different ways to feed into those kind of relationships that haven't met. These are going to be the people that maybe you go out to lunch and you have opportunity for conversation with the server. This is somebody that was recently a have not met or haven't met. That you can turn into a contact. How you do that gracefully is another thing, right?
Right.
There's ways for you to do that. And again, sometimes today it's hard to capture people's information, but you have to work around your scripts to get it so that it's just natural. It's organic. It's something that just rolls off of your tongue by creating that to be part of your script, right? So one of the things that I think is really great. Do you guys have pen and paper? Because there's some things here that might really be helpful to you when you think about your 3 steps to prospecting. It's going to be number 1, the approach. You know, every approach or contact that you have is starting a conversation with somebody, and you can control that conversation and ultimately the outcome of that based on how you start it, right? And again, I think that what's really important is that you become gifted at this. This is a skill that you can learn that helps you to have the right mindset in that approach. And, you know, first of all, you have to be proactive. You cannot wait for people to come to you, because like in that video that we watched, a lot of times somebody will say, oh, I just bought my house a month ago. It's like, what? I mean, you have to be proactive in this. So don't wait for people to come to you, right? You have to be willing to break the ice. There's something that is very common in real estate. This is I think this is a Bold law. This is something that I heard many, many times in Bold. Bold is an opportunity for you guys to really hit the ground running. So when they offer it again, you'll want to do it. I think they just ended a class, but you have to be willing to break the ice. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. So you have to really put yourself out there. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that will say, I'm not comfortable having conversation with people. Then maybe you ought not to sell real estate, because that is one of the things that you have to be able to do, is to have conversations with people. Of course, being friendly, courteous, caring. Most important of that is to be yourself. And this is why I say that you get yourself in situations that you already have a knack for, you already have an interest in. It just makes it easier. You want to be curious about them and what their concerns are. This is where you're really turning on that opportunity to hear what they're looking for, and not just like Dwayne has given us some examples. I can see you in this house, and you're thinking, no, you can't, right? I mean, so it's really taking that time and that care up front to learn those things. Learn that big why. Why are they moving? Why do they want to go? Why is it important that they be in this school system? Why, you know, learn those things.
I watched a video last night about contacting for sale by owners properties. Mm-hmm. And it's going down the same road that you're talking about right now. You know, the approach. You go in and ask them to show you their house and make it about them.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's right. And you want to be positive in that. You know, look, I'm telling you, I can give you, it depends on what the subject matter is. I can give you a positive and a negative approach on that. When you're dealing with people and you're building rapport, you want to keep it on the positive side, right? I mean, there's no secret in that. You want to be confident in your pace, right? In how you're conveying that, and in your posture, right? I mean, all of these things. Have you guys taken DISC assessments yet?
No.
Okay. So you'll have an opportunity to do this, where it will share with you what your learning style is. And what's great about that is when you educate yourself about those kind of things, it allows you to come to understand when you're dealing with people, you'll see some of those things come out in them that you then will know, this is how I need to approach this client, because this is what's important to them, right? And so again, opportunity for you to learn that type of.
I'm excited about that. You said it's called DISC. Is that the name of the program?
It's a DISC assessment.
This.
It's actually, I've got mine right here because I go back and I refer to it. There's so much great stuff. You want to check with Andrea or with Dayla at the office. It's called the Keller Personality Assessment, the KPA. And so they will set you up on that. And it's just a wonderful assessment. Again, it brings great understanding and knowledge to you about yourself. And then it is a wonderful tool in which to use in dealing with the public, dealing with people.
How long after you take it do you normally get your results back?
It's pretty quickly. And then I even did one within the last couple weeks because, again, you guys, I tell you, I'm an education junkie. I just love all kinds of stuff. John Maxwell is one of my favorite people, of course, behind all the MREA and the One Thing and, you know, everything that we've got. Keller Williams that teaches us about our systems and models. I love John Maxwell. I love John Maxwell because of the spiritual side that he brings to it. And he's just an all around great guy. And I love the fact, because I learned at one of our bold, Mo Anderson was part of that. And oh gosh, her name is going to Kokoski. She was one that wrote Bold. And John Maxwell, I believe, was her coach, her mentor. And so I'm like, oh, this is so good. So again, I think that you can go on and you can Google assessments. I'm sure that there are free ones. I know that there's things that you can pay for too. I just paid for one a couple weeks ago just to see if it was in line with, because it's like, I wonder if mine's changed, because I took mine from KW about 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago. And I'm like, wonder if it changes. And it typically doesn't change.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, there will be some
So
things.
you are who you are, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's really great. And again, you just have to be ready to connect, right? That's the key, is that you have to be ready to connect.
Now, if I've taken mine and I haven't heard anything back from it, it's been probably a good solid 2 weeks. Should I ask Andrea about it or Pamela?
Yeah. Just ask her for the results of that. I don't know how long it actually takes to get that back. What, let me see if mine gave any insight. And I actually didn't take it for a few months. I came in March of 16, and I didn't actually take it until December of 16. So again, if Dwayne, you haven't done that, do that. Brent, yeah, just ask them for the results of that, and they'll just email them to you. And it's quite it's pretty extensive, right? I mean, it's several.
Oh, wow.
It's several pages. But wow. It gives you, it's just very, very thorough. It's very thorough. So very, very well worth it. Also, there are all kinds of scripts that are available to you guys in order to, people will say, I have no idea even what to say. First of all, Dwayne, you've said a lot of things this morning already that gives insight. You've known and you've experienced ways how not to do it. Right. Or how you were serviced and it wasn't correct. So, so what I would say to you is look at it from an aspect of how would you want that information conveyed to you? Okay. I think that's a wonderful way, but there are all kinds of scripts that are available to you guys. If you go into the mykw.kw, this is where you can go in and you can see the office intranet. There's a way, in fact, let me see if I can take you guys here, because I want to show it to you, because it's something that I think that if people would share, let me see if I can pull this up. I'm going to get out of this so I can log in. So I'm going to show you what the login looks like. Hopefully I'll be able to remember it. That's the hardest part. That's what I say to people. Look, the hardest part is remembering what your passwords are.
Oh, yeah.
And you're logging in. So let me go in here. Let me share my screen. Let me go to this. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, the desktop.
And you see me just kind of messing around there. Let me put in, you're going to see me put in my kw.kw.com. And then this is what pulls up. And so it just because I shut it down because I was in there a minute ago, it didn't have me log back in. But let me open this up so you can see it. So this is what it's going to look like. This is what you have to have your login and everything from Rachel. So Dwayne, hopefully you'll be able to do this later today.
Okay.
But this is just a wonderful resource for you. Okay. So you've got things here on all this education stuff. This is all that Keller Williams University that I was telling you guys about. So here's like, are we under Ignite? Is that what this is?
Yes.
Ignite. So you can go into Ignite. You can get all of the marketing materials, all of the information. And I'll tell you guys this. I don't know. There will come a time where they will run out of this. But in the office, Pamela at the front desk has books that are available to you that are the printed version. The problem with that is that, you know, you'll have documents in there that are not updated, like the most current purchase contract. But it's wonderful to have those things available to you. But you can also get them here. Okay, so you could like go into Ignite, and then you can go down to student resources. Have you seen all this?
Wow.
So see, all of this is available. So here's all the things. This is what was done maybe yesterday. Here's what we're doing today, building your business. And then it shows you can go in and look at all these things for all 12 weeks. And then here's additional resources. So I say to you, there's just a plethora of information that is available to you. Okay, so that's in the education piece of that. And then there's coaching, there's marketing, technology, resources, all kinds of things, events. But here's what I want to point out to you. If you go down here to these, see these quick links here?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
If you go into the intranet, we are Market Center 379. And what it will do is it will pull up for you the office calendar. And this is where when I got my panic call from Andrea, I logged in here and I'm like, oh, dang. So this is a great place for you to know what's going on in the Market Center. Classes that you can sign up for, like tonight, like today, 4:00, contracts, walkthrough, and questions and answer live. So if let me go in here. So if I go in there, is this new to you guys?
It's new to me for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it.
Okay. So this looks like it's a live stream that somebody, again, this could be something that you pop on there and see if that's something that you get a nugget out of, you know. Here's a great one about using Command to grow your profit share tree. You guys might be, not that, hey, it's not ever too early to grow your profit tree, but you know, this is an opportunity to learn about that too. And again, it's virtual. That's what I love so much about what's changed in our world, is that everything has gone virtual. So there's just really no excuses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here, look at tomorrow, Wednesday, there's free 3 hours of CE. I know you guys are still working probably on what you have to do first, correct?
Yeah, I'm literally, I mean, like, I don't even know if I'm official. I filled my paperwork out yesterday, but I don't know if I've been officially transferred over yet. So I don't have access to any of the resources.
Correct. Okay. Well, they might still be able to get you in though on stuff like this if you have to do a CE. This is ethics. So everybody has to have ethics within the first so many. And that's what I want to say to you guys is.
Can I ask you this, Jill? So I did take a ethics CE with HER. Is that something I can bring over?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. Your CE is something that is done through the Ohio Association. And so, yes, it does not matter. In fact, I will tell you that as you guys come on and, you know, there's certain education requirements that we have. you will see these offerings for free. It used to be that you had to pay for everything.
Yeah.
Now you've got companies, title companies, different brokerages will always offer continuing education courses for free. So I say to you to use that. There's always things that you can do online. There are all kinds of continuing education classes online, but the majority of them you pay for.
Yeah.
But again, you'll have like we just had the Ohio Association had their big convention. The NAR, National Association of Realtors, had a big convention. And so for everything that was going on, they did $20.20. You got access to all of this education that you could go in and take classes for. So there's always things like that. When it comes time to turning in the hours that are required, I always have so much more because I just told you guys I'm an education junkie. So there's always something to learn. But this is a wonderful place as a new agent in the office to just get in, and I'm preaching to myself here, you get in the habit of going in here and looking and seeing what's available. Here tomorrow, here's the Ignite for tomorrow, find your business, prospecting, your SOI, those kind of things. So again, it's just a wonderful resource that I think people forget or my gosh, it's like drinking from a fire hose, isn't it? In the beginning, there's so much information. Where do you go? This is such a wonderful resource for you because it then tells you where you can register and all of that. So yeah, so it's good stuff. Good stuff. Was there anything else that I wanted to show you? When you get to the point of scheduling a appointment in your for your buyers, and I think I went into, so you're going to go into the market center, people, or you can call Pamela at the front desk. She's really good at this too. You can go into your resources, and then you would be able to schedule a conference room. And that's what we do all the time for when we're meeting with buyers, because I always bring buyers to the office because again, it's one of those things of having control. I've got a big screen TV that I can pull up the MLS. I can educate them through that. So again, just a wonderful, wonderful resource through your My KW. You've got the calendar. It's always telling you things that are coming up, things that are going on in the office, in the market center. So it's a wonderful, wonderful tool that you need to get in the habit of just making it part of what you're doing. The second part of this prospecting piece, so we've got approach is one. The next one is the connect, where you're call, visit, attending, or hosting events. This step is important to develop the rapport, right? You want to think of this step as warming them up to you, while at the same time, you're finding out a lot of valuable information about them. And this whole piece of it doesn't take a lot of time to do. But here's the thing, and here's our culture speaking here, is that you always want to come from contribution. So when you come from contribution, you always have a purpose for doing whatever it is that you're doing, right? Whether you're knocking on doors or you're sending out mailers or you're calling people, no matter what your script is, what your big message is, how can I help you? How can I assist you? How can I help you get what you want? You have to know what they want first, right? So coming from contribution means that you care about that customer and you have genuine concern for solving their problems and meeting their needs. That's what we're doing. And I'm going to tell you guys this, that when you are in that mindset, that comes naturally. It comes naturally in the business that we're in, right? So the things that you're going to be doing is you're going to be listening, right? You're going to be offering, you're going to take pride in your work. Dwayne, you've given the great example of how people don't always do that. Responding quickly, offering guidance, being prepared, giving service, and anticipating the next step for them. one of the greatest things I think that we as realtors can do is to educate them as to what to expect next. Here's what happens next. This is where we've been. This is what's going to happen next. So again, this is something that I learned in a telephone training. Somebody saying, before you hang the phone up with that client, tell them what's coming next. Say, hey, I just want to let you know the next piece of this is going to be the appraisal. The appraisal will be ordered. So you're educating them, because again, remember, you and I are doing this from a career standpoint. We do this day in and day out. It may seem like complete natural things to us, but to a buyer or even to a seller, they may only do this how many times in their lifetime. Right. We're dealing with this every single day. And so again, you come from contribution. It will come naturally eventually. But that's what you're doing. Have you guys heard of the Ford approach?
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, okay. I don't remember what it stands for.
Right. Yeah.
So this is a wonderful thing that you can put on a piece of paper, and you can put where you're at your desk when you're having conversations with people to just, again, help you remember and guide you. So this is a way for you to be curious about others. Ford stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. And this is where you can, again, you want to have this conversation organically. Listen, with the world that we're living in today, a great conversation starter is to simply call people that maybe you haven't had connection with, and just to check in with them and see how they're doing. How are you coping? How's the family doing? And that just kind of opens the door, and people literally just begin talking, right? So it's a wonderful way to keep those things, and just think of those 4 aspects. When you learn those things, you learn a lot about somebody. When you learn about their family, their occupation and their work, the recreation, hobbies, things that they love to do, and then the dreams that they have. I mean, you can go a long way with things like that. Not only that, but I think too that when you have those kind of conversations with people, it allows them to share with you openly.
Yeah.
Or for many people, it gets them thinking about things that maybe they hadn't thought about, like with the dreams. If you say to somebody, so tell me, what is a dream that you have? Is there anything that you know, again, it's a great way to have that conversation with people that maybe you wouldn't normally. What?
I was trying to think of a good way to segue into asking the question about dreams, but as it relates to buying or selling a home, of course, if you sell and you're looking to buy another home, I think a question that I would probably ask is like, what kind of home do you dream of having?
Yeah.
Just to kind of segue into asking about a dream, because I think, ask about somebody's dream could be a little difficult sometimes.
Could be a little emotional, a little personal, a little, again, that may not be that first conversation that you're having with people, but again, and it doesn't, and here's the thing too, it doesn't mean that when you're having that conversation and you're thinking to yourself, okay, I've heard enough about your family, now tell me about your job. Right? I mean, it doesn't mean that when you're having that conversation, you feel like you have to get through all 4 of them.
Right.
Maybe the first conversation you have with them is, tell me about how are you and your family coping with this, with what that's the one thing that you think about with everything that's going on in the world, is every single one of us has been affected at some point, somehow, some way, with COVID and what's going on in the world. And so it's a great segue into just saying, how are you doing? And like I said, it doesn't mean that you got to get all those things in. This gives you, and if you're keeping great notes, as you should with your command by putting things in, you will know then that the next time you pick up the phone to call them, or if you send them a text or whatever it is, you know exactly where you left off with that, and you can just pick up with it.
It makes sense.
It's just a wonderful tool, right? Wonderful tool. Here's one of the things too, that when you think in terms of your have mets and your mets, regardless of whatever the source is, meaning how you know them, the contact information that you gather, it can be classified in one of those two groups, your haven'ts and your haves, right? And so your haven'ts is like the general public, like I was talking about, if you go out and you have a server, people that you haven't met and people that you don't know. Target groups are things, and again, this is under your have mets. Target groups are people that you haven't met and you don't know, but it differs from the general public because they are people that maybe there is something specific, like maybe you decide that this have met group is going to be neighbors in your subdivision that you live in, or the community that you live in, or it could be your son's baseball team, or it could be, so you can classify, right? You can do classifications. The Mets are the classifications for those are like networking groups, people that you have met, maybe people that you've done business with in the past. You both come from previous careers and working things. I mean, that, you can have that group. I mean, you could have, Brent, you can have your 7-Up Dr. Pepper people. Because if you've been there long term, I'm sure that you know many of those people. And I think, my gosh, there's such a great segue there that you could talk about profit tree and all this. My mind's spinning on this, that the connections that you have from being there for 23 years and making the connection with those people is saying, look, I just want to tell you, when they took me to working 7 days a week, I thought to myself, no, I'm not doing that. I had a dream of wanting to be in control of what I was doing and how I was working. I mean, you can turn those contacts into real personal things because you were there for 23 years, right? And
yes.
I mean, you could really use that to your benefit, and maybe even recruit some of the people there that you learn that they have a dream themselves, that they want to be in control of working for themselves and not clocking in 6 days, 7 days a week, right?
That's right.
See, I haven't put anybody into my contact list that I don't have all complete information for.
Mhm.
That was my thing. So I'm
Yeah.
still working on building more information on more people before I put them in.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, again, that's what I say. Listen, for me, coming from a standpoint of the 25 years, listen, I've got boxes. I just came across them again just Friday after Thanksgiving and getting all the Christmas stuff out. I've got banker boxes, 25 years of banker boxes of things that I know all those people are not in my database. I know they're not. And so I got to tell you, one of the challenges that I have is thinking, oh my gosh, some of these people have probably moved. I don't know where these people are now. So it's going to take a lot of work to get that. But here's what I say, as you're doing that at this point, and you start putting them in, if you have an email address, if you have an address where they are, something is better than nothing, and then you work from there. So if it's an address that you have, then you send out a mailing, and then you work to set up an appointment, go to coffee, do a virtual, have coffee like this with them. Say, hey, I know with everything going on, I'd love to catch up with you. Let's have a cup of coffee and let me send you a Zoom invitation and let's chat.
Okay.
That's one thing that I did. I just created like an Excel spreadsheet. And then I just started putting names of people that I could think of. And if I had more information in my phone or contacts list or whatever, I would add it. And then one day I just went through, and everybody that I was able to contact via either telephone, text, or email, I reached out to them and completed the information as much as possible. And eventually, my list is pretty much complete now, except for addresses. I don't think I have but a couple of addresses, man.
Franklin County, baby. Franklin County will help a lot with
yeah,
that.
right. And I got a way to get it now.
One of the other things that I want to encourage you guys about, because another category in this is allied resources for your Mets. Allied resources are going to be a very select group of people who are real estate related. So this is where, as you guys are coming into the business, that you want to have your lender connections, you want to have your title companies, your home inspectors, your handyman, all of those things that would be real estate related. These are going to be your allied resources. You can use those people also to grow your database. That's going to help you, because you can go, excuse me, to title company. And if it's a matter of working a sphere in a neighborhood that you live in now, they can help you prepare a mailing list. They can help you gather that information. They can even go so far as helping you with postcards and things. However, just remember, Command will do a lot of that stuff for us as well. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. It's how are you getting people in? So I want to go down through, we've got a few minutes left, because I think that at noon we will be cut off. But I want to, there's many lead generation possibilities. And so I want to give you maybe some of these things that you didn't think about, where you can grow. This is about growing these are 101 lead generation ideas. And again, some of these may not be something that is working now because of weather or what. Car dealer, who do you buy your cars from? Right? Airlines, do you fly a lot? I don't know. I don't have a personal flight person. Volunteering in schools, PTA, we talked about that with kids, grandkids, things like that. I don't know your family background, so I don't know age of your kids and stuff like that. Sports and booster clubs, divorce attorneys, that's somebody good to know when it comes to real estate. Charities, judges, your homeowners associations, running clubs, biking clubs, ski clubs, gym, personal trainers. How about new home builder reps? Again, this can be somebody that you think to get on your list, on your mailing list. Country clubs, weddings, move-in parties. Listen, I was just part of a online memorial service for somebody in a church when I was growing up. She passed away, and there's like a group of families, like 13 families. And they grew up, all their kids were the same age. They raised their kids and all this. And there was a reference to, they called this group the Crunch Bunch, and they were called that because what they did is they moved each other. So when one of them bought a home, the group showed up, the 13 families showed up, and they packed everything up and they moved them to another location, and they got called the Crunch Bunch because they weren't real good on packing.
Yeah.
And so some things got broken. So that's how they got that name. But again, you're thinking about how you do life, right? I mean, sometimes it's people that you don't think to tell what you do, or you don't think that you have that opportunity. Because here's what I'm going to tell you, even being in business 25 years, I still come up on people that are like, I didn't know you sold real estate. I'm like, what? I've been doing it for 25 years. You got to tell people all the time. So there's all kinds of things, like, again, nursing homes, like getting to know staff and things like that. If your family's in that kind of situation, they have a past spouse. Listen, my mom and dad were divorced. My dad was one of my mom's best clients, Who do you know at Starbucks? doctors, dentists, your CPA. Places of worship is a great one. Movie theaters. I mean, again, these are things that you do in your community, right? That you see the same people all the time. The thought is that those people need to be in your database.
Mm-hmm.
In your database. I don't know who else. Tell me, who else do you guys know? Hair salon, where you get your hair done. Somebody clean your house. You know, I mean, all kinds of things. So don't discount anything when it comes to who do you put on your database, right? And then there's all kinds of other things. You can do geo farming. So that's like your neighborhoods. You can do for sale by owners. And these are all ways in which to grow your database. Expired listings. Again, as you're new into the business, sometimes this is a way that you generate and work. Withdrawn listings. Those are all things that you can get from the MLS as ways to build your database and build communication. The most important thing is that you want to take action, right? You want to make contact. You want to record when that happens, and you want to eventually get to their house so that you can give them some insight as to the information that you can provide them. Again, there's all kinds of scripts. That was the other thing that I was going to show you, and we've really run out of time. But on your mykw.kw, you will be able to, there is a resource section there that you can go in and see all of the scripts and stuff to help you. If you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to call the people on my sphere, or let's say that Brent says, okay, I'm going to call all my 7-Up people. I want to come up with a script, and here's what I'm going to say. And again, you're just going to keep it simple, but you want to be precise in what you're doing, because your goal is to build that rapport with them. You know. So do you guys have any questions? We got I think a minute left. I don't know if it'll cut us off. It may not. You guys have any questions? I hope this was helpful to you, and I am so sorry for my tardiness today. I get not a gold star.
No, I don't. I think I have a lot of good ideas on how to really build it quite a bit.
Awesome. So Brent, you're working with Quentin?
Yes.
Yes. And Dwayne, have you picked a mentor yet to work with?
I have not.
Okay, so you'll be going through that process, because that mentor would be a great help to you guys too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
that was something that, like I said, with HER, I think the broker who recruited me, I had a very good feeling about, but there's just no interaction.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spend 6 months learning, just how to do the things I need to do to close deals. So
right, you got to make it happen. You've got to. That was one of the things. We've got to be active. So do that. Involve your mentor in that, because they are filled with a lot of resources, and that connection is very important. Very important.
And Dwayne, I'm not sure. Are you on Facebook?
I am.
When you get on the Keller Williams page, make sure you look me up. I have links to all kinds of videos that Quentin has given me.
Okay.
Like I said, I had the whole Ignite class from last year. I watched your For Sale by Owner class, but just make sure you look me up on the Keller Williams website, and I'll make sure I get you access to all those videos.
Hey,
yeah, that's great. Great stuff, guys.
I'll find you today.
It's an honor to meet you both, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what you guys do in your real estate careers. I will be applauding you from the cheap seats.
Okay, from the sidelines over there, huh?
From the sidelines, absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Thanks a lot, Jill.
And happy holidays.
Same to you. Nice meeting you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Bye. Take care, Brent.
All right, you too. Like I said, look me up, and I'll make sure you tons of access to all kinds of videos.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get with Andrea. I'm sure we're gonna meet today. I'm supposed to go to the office, I think, to meet Rachel and another person that's gonna help me get on boarded. So once I get all of that,
I think it's probably Rachel and Pamela.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. That's who it is. Yeah. You've already
Yeah,
met
look
him?
me up. Look me up on that Keller Williams page, and like I said, I've got access to videos galore, man.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, take it easy, buddy.
All right, buddy. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Bye.